We know that the private equity venture capital still have a ton of dry powder. Does that mean that the urgency is lessened as they come to market to blow it out of the gate?
Yeah. It definitely is. Again, I think that these companies will continue to be in a bit of wait-and-see approach to see what happens. We need the first couple to perform well when they come out of the gates, or the others could very well sit on the bench. There's no real pressure for them to come. The traditional pressures for IPO of raising that significant round of capital to get you to that next level of the company's existence is no longer there. They all have so much money. And even if they don't, there's still an abundance of capital in the private markets, to your point, that they could very well just wait and see.
The whole Lyft Uber debut, I mean, it marks a new era for public companies and ride sharing. How do you expect it to go?
So these companies all have these sort of, let's say, key success factors when it comes to generating buzz around an IPO. Incredible revenue growth, massive brand recognition, wide consumer adoption. So they're going to generate not only excitement from the Wall Street sophisticated investors, but also they're going to get people from Main Street that maybe don't normally invest in IPOs to also get involved. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a circus. I think that both of these are going to generate excitement like we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, well, we've seen some reporting about the number of millionaires that are about to be minted, especially in the Bay Area. I wonder, what do you think happens to all the exit money for the people who've been in these names for years? Where does that money go?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. And I'm not ready to necessarily start guaranteeing that we're going to have tons of millionaires out there just yet, right? IPOs markets are fickle, and you often see IPOs not quite evolve the way you think that they're going to be. But, if they do end up happening, you got to imagine the housing market is going to get tricky, like everybody's sort of talking about at the moment. But, that's a tough one. Hopefully, what happens is we see a lot more startups, and we see that next tranche of future unicorns and decacorns come out of these companies that have the employees that have been, let's say, released from their handcuffs and can now get out there and start that new batch of exciting companies.
And then there's Levi's, which is not a startup. The 166-year-old jean company comes back to the public market. What do you think that says about this environment?
Yeah. I think it's further evidence that 2019 is set up to be this exceptional year when it comes to IPOs. I mean, not only is the market seemingly receptive to your exciting